Today we are cooking up some delicious Louisiana chicken and andouille sausage gumbo. You will love this recipe. Actually, I got this recipe from Justin Wilson, who has passed, but he was a longtime famous New Orleans Cajun cook. And I love watching his videos on YouTube because he looked a lot like my father, who is also passed. And I loved listening to his voice. And he always started off his show with a story like, why did the chicken cross the road? And he would say, because they was trying to get away from them there Cajuns, because Cajuns will eat anything, and they love chicken. And that was how he would always start off his show. He had a thick accent. Anyway, this is going to be a great show. We have some great ingredients in this recipe, but it's really a simple recipe. A lot of people make their gumbo in different ways, and that's okay. I like trying different types of gumbo, but this one's going to be simple. I've altered it a little bit because I want to try something different, but Justin Wilson, he makes it really simple. And so with that said, let's get started. Let's make this kitchen smell like home down in the swamps. Here are some of the ingredients. We have a cup and a half of flour, 3/4 cup of oil, chicken broth. I went and bought a rotisserie chicken from Walmart because I love the flavor and it really makes this recipe easy. We have celery, andouille sausage, which is the sausage that was made specifically to use in gumbo in Louisiana. Garlic, celery, and onion, of course. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to heat up our oil. And we are going to make our roux. I've got my pan heated up and got my temperature set. I'm going to go ahead and start adding the flour to the oil. Now the thing about roux, this is where the flavor comes in for the gumbo. You don't have to add all that other stuff, but I tell you what, I do like some okra in my gumbo, but not tomatoes. No, that is for etouffee or jambalaya. So we are going to brown our flour, and we want our roux to look like a dark Dutch chocolate color. That's where a lot of people make their mistakes. They don't let it cook long enough to get brown. They're afraid they're going to burn it. But you've got to keep an eye on it. And you don't want it to cook too fast or you will burn it. So I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit because sometimes this stove cooks a little fast. So I've got my roux going here, my flour and my oil. And then it's going to get so dark and you're going to go, okay, it's time to take it off. No, it's not time. It's not time. So, now here's the key to eating gumbo. You cook it today and you put it in the refrigerator overnight. You bring it back out tomorrow and let it simmer. Bring it to a boil and let it simmer for an hour because that is when the flavors really soak in. So, I mean, you're welcome to serve it today, but once this starts cooking, I'm going to let it simmer for about an hour. I'm not going to do anything with it. But then later, you can serve it over rice. If you don't want anything but the gumbo, you can just do that as well. So I'm stirring constantly, keeping an eye on it. You will see it start to transform before your very eyes. So our gravy is starting to darken a little. Normally, I just put onion and garlic in with the chicken and the andouille sausage because that's how Justin Wilson does it. However, he does add a little wine and a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce, but I am out of that, so we're going to obviously use donkey dust and some slap your mama. And then when we get ready to serve it in each dish, I'm going to put a little gumbo filet in it. Try it, you'll love it. You don't have to eat it with filet, but it's good. Where does filet come from? Filet comes from a sassafras tree, and down in Justin Wilson's part of the woods down there in New Orleans, about the second week in September, that's when they get it, and they smash it and ground it up. So you can see it's getting thicker, but it's also getting dark. So if you feel like it's cooking too fast, turn the heat down just a little and let it cook a little slower. And you'll see how it will get darker, but it won't burn. Don't be afraid to let it get dark. If you don't let it get really dark, it's not going to have the flavor you're looking for. So if you feel like it's cooking too fast, turn the heat down just a little and let it cook a little slower. And you'll see how it will get darker, but it won't burn. So you can see it's getting darker. It's still not dark enough though. Just be patient, it'll get there. You're probably looking at it thinking, well, that's dark like chocolate. I'm talking dark chocolate. Looks like mud, doesn't it? It can go a little bit longer. It can go a little bit longer. Okay, almost there. Ooh, that looks so good. I am liking this dark color. Now we're getting somewhere. Once I get the roux the way I want it to look, I'm going to add the onion, and I'm going to mix that in there until it's kind of clear. See that? Looks like dirt. If you feel like you're going to burn it, turn your heat down a tad bit and keep going. I think if Justin Wilson were here today, he would probably say, Angela, keep it going. We're going to add our onion. This is probably a medium-sized onion. Mix that in there till the onion looks like it's slightly translucent. Turn the onion. Woo! Oh yeah. Now I'm going to add my celery. Justin Wilson puts a little Worcestershire sauce in his. Probably like a couple of tablespoons. Lee and Perron. Scraping the bottom because I don't want it to stick, because then it will start burning. I'm going to add my bell pepper. I hope this tastes good because they want to try a little different recipe. So now I've got my Holy Trinity in there. Okay, got that going. Now put all the garlic in. Saute that. Ooh. Oh, it's really dark. Look at that! Bruce is gonna love this. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down just to, well, I'm gonna leave it right here, and I'm gonna add my broth slowly. And right now this is 2 cups, but I'm guessing it's probably going to take about 8. Because I want to make sure I have enough liquid for my chicken and my andouille sausage. You can do half and half and do 4 cups of chicken broth, 4 cups of water. 3 and 4. This is 4 cups of chicken broth. Now, I do like seafood gumbo, but my favorite really is chicken and sausage. Going to add a little bit more broth. You know, the roux is what makes this recipe, as I've said, and that's why you don't need a lot of seasoning. You don't need to add a lot of stuff in there, although you can. But if your roux turns out good, that's all you really need. I will put some salt and pepper in here at the end and give it a taste. Right now I'm trying to get it to come to a boil. Going to add our sausage. This is a pound of andouille sausage. And you know, I don't just slice it. I like to slice it into rounds and then half it. That way I get a lot of sausage in every bite. Got our sausage in there. Now we're going to add our chicken. And I like to buy the traditional rotisserie chicken at Walmart. But today I got lemon pepper. So I'm going to tear it off. Oh my gosh. I love me some skin. So I'm going to just put my chicken in there, tear it off the bone. Wow, that chicken's good. Y'all ever got that Walmart rotisserie? Here's the other drumstick and thigh. Do you know how to cut up a whole chicken? I do. I don't even know if people do that anymore. When you make chicken and dumplings or gumbo or anything, it's best to use the whole chicken. You don't have to. Just use what you got. Oh yeah. So you can see tearing this chicken off the bone. Taking a sample. Didn't get all the thigh on this side, so my favorite is dark meat. Bruce likes white meat. But I am a dark meat girl. You know, this is for me. Got some. Wow. Get some of that skin in there. Shred the chicken breast. Wow. I like that lemon pepper flavor. Take the other wing. See how it just falls apart? They know how to make rotisserie chicken, I'm telling you. And my hands are a mess, but I'm gonna grab that spoon and stir. Now for the breast. Oh my gosh. It's mine. Don't tell Bruce. I know what y'all are thinking. That's gross. It's just me and Bruce. Now, if I was cooking for somebody, I wouldn't be doing this. Gotta have lots of meat in here for my man. He's a growing boy. He just set a new world record. Best all-time deadlift in all organizations. 661 pounds. So proud of him. Yeah. I'll never lift that much. But I don't care. I'm happy with my small weight. Which isn't small for a 60-year-old woman. Okay. Got this chicken cleaned off. Coming to a boil. I'm going to turn it down. Because I hear it's getting ready to boil. Make sure I get it off the bottom. Let me go wash my hands. Okay. I'm going to turn my heat down. Let it simmer for about an hour. I'll put some rice on. We will come back and have us a taste. But I'm probably going to have this for dinner and again tomorrow. Let that simmer, and I'll see you back in about 30 minutes to an hour. Okay, it's been about an hour. We are back. Let me taste it again. Let me taste it and see what kind of seasonings. Wow, it's good already, but I like it a little spicier. So, add some donkey dust. It's got great flavor, but if you want some heat, and I'm out of Louisiana hot sauce, you're gonna have to add some spice to it. Put some Slap Your Mama. May as well add a little pepper. I don't think it needs salt. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I've died and gone to heaven. Now with a little rice. Oh, look at that dark, rich roux. Ooh, big chunk of chicken there. I don't want that chunk of chicken. A little bit of rice in there. There it is. Gorgeous. Yes, it's time for me to do my thing. Ooh, wow. It's taste time. Oh, it reminds me of home. Wow. This is great. Oh my gosh. This is the best I have ever made. And I really think the key is just being patient, getting that roux as dark as you can. That be the truth. If y'all want a great recipe, a great Louisiana chicken and sausage gumbo recipe, this is what you need to try. It's the truth. Y'all have a great week. See you later. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.